And
And he's breaking.
yeah, and he's really thrilled to be in this position because at one time, not too long ago, he was trailing by 3 games, 18 to 15.
And
And now,
Dennis was at the table.
yeah, and now it's tied up 18-18, and he's breaking the balls, and the break has been really an advantage in this game, in this match. Big advantage. Nice. He's going to get a shot. What kind of a shot is it going to be?
In the side. No,
Eight ball
not.
came.
Yeah, 8 ball may be blocked, but he can play it. He can play it in the corner, and it's natural for the two.
A little bit of a tester, though. It's not an easy shot. I'd have to say he's maybe a slight favorite to make it, but not much. 3 ball position on the rail on the opposite side of the table is the 2. But if he makes the 1, he'll have a nice shot on the 2 to drop nicely for the 3. This is a big shot coming up. Big shot. This may be the shot that will determine the winner of this match.
Very much so.
That's how big of a shot this is.
Well, he's certainly not intimidated by it or afraid of it. I can't imagine him not playing this. The last thing in the world he wants to do is let Dennis come to the table. And there's no dead nut lock-up safety to play. I mean, yeah, I could put him behind the 2, but you can't win from here playing safe. You got to shoot.
Well, in situations like this is what you play for, you know. You got a chance to win the match. You got to come with a shot that you know you're very capable of making.
Right.
You just got to go ahead and put it down.
He made it.
And whatever it takes for him to gather himself prior to shooting that shot, that's what he had to do, and that's what he did.
Looks like he's got the angle to come across, Billy, and come above the side. But how do you want to play the 4 from the 3? Do you want to come up on the other side of the 5-9, or do you want to get straight in on the 3? I think you want a little angle, but you got to have. You could get you could get an angle that's on the 50-yard line on that 3, where you're drawing at the 5-9. So he's got to be 100% committed now to whether he wants to lay it just off the rail, or he wants the big angle.
No, you got to lay it close to the rail.
I think so too.
You got to play for almost a straight angle.
Yeah.
Because if you don't get a straight angle, then you have options.
Uh-huh.
But if you play it too thin, then you have a problem. That's too thin.
Yeah.
That's too thin. I think that's too thin. Now he's going to be committed to, I don't know what he's going to do here.
He's going to have to draw it and barely miss the 5 and then bounce off side rail. And that's going to leave him a big angle on the 4. Now, the only other thing that's possible here, and I don't even know if he'd risk it, would be to just bunt this in and bring the cue ball out. And you can't,
That's
like I said, you can't do that, no.
The problem we have now, the problem he has now, Chang, that is that he's going to be hooked behind the 5-9 before he ends up with a shot on the 4, and sometimes you never do get away from that and end up hooking yourself.
I wonder.
So therefore, whenever you have this type of a situation, you try to overhit it, and if you overhit it, you end up with too thin of a cut on the 4, if at all, a cut at all. So this is a tough situation to be in. I wouldn't want to be in this
Is there
position.
any possibility of just drawing it right there and go through the gap, come straight across the table, just miss the side pocket, and then shoot the 4 ball through the gap?
That depends on how much of an area you have there for your gap. You know, if there's not much margin for error, I don't do that.
Well, I don't. There's not much margin for error, whichever way he goes.
Well, the reason I don't do that is because I have to stay in control of the table.
Yeah.
You know, even if I don't get a shot on the 4, at least I have a shot to play it safe.
Right.
So I can't choose that gap shot. Wouldn't do that. I'd have to try to go ahead and play fairly accurate position and try to cut the 4 into the lower left corner from the long rail.
Right. And of course, you can't take your focus off making the ball either.
No, of course you have to make the ball.
Of course. I think it's side rail at the 4.
See, sometimes you never recover, but he was quite fortunate to end up where he did. You know he didn't play it that
No,
way.
I'm not so sure. I'm not
Well.
so sure, Billy, because when it hit the second rail, that's the only place it could have gone. I mean, he would have had to draw it deeper to come this side of the 9-ball. I'm not so sure he didn't play that, and if he came too far through the gap, he might have had the 4 in the other corner. Maybe we're giving him too much credit, but I don't think that was as lucky as it looked.
It may not have been, but I certainly wouldn't have played it that way. And quite frankly, I don't know too many players that would have. But I'm not saying that he didn't. He could have.
Yeah.
And if he did play it that way, my hat's off to him. But the most important thing is he got there. He's still
And
at the
he's still
table.
at the table, right?
You know, now play position for the 7 down the lower corner or the upper corner.
Oh, just straight across the table here and playing the 7 in the top right. I don't see any. You don't want to go behind the 8-ball and risk that.
Oh, I agree. I just don't know what kind of angle.
Yeah, no,
it is.
straight across here. A little bit of left to hold it.
Oh, it's a little harder than he wanted.
It is.
I think
now he's going to have a big angle on the 8.
No, I think he can handle it, but because the
Yeah.
monitors suggest to me that he can stroke it in with a little spin. You know, I think he's close enough to the 7-ball to be able to judge this shot pretty good.
Yeah, he can get a good full hit here on the 7 and slow the cue ball down.
And Oculio hasn't been back at the table since it was 18-15.
And he was shooting the 1-ball.
And he was shooting the 1-ball.
Right.
So he's been in that chair for quite some time.
Yeah, it's been at least 15 minutes, if not longer. And then the timeout as well. Let him stew on it. He was actually out there practicing that 1-ball shot. And he never did quite get it right till the very last time.
Now, this will be the 4th consecutive game Chang has won. He'll take the lead by 19-18. You know what? He could run this set out.
Oh, yeah.
Or the match out.
Yeah.
You know, and like we've been saying, he is the fresher of the 2 player because Oculio has been playing the entire match from behind. He did manage to get in front, but he made that one big error, and he may not get back to the table.
Yeah, it undid all of his hard work that got him back in the match and got him a 3-game lead at 18-15 with a chance to really put the nail in the coffin. And he hit his thumb with the hammer.
There is a thing they call overconfidence. I don't know if he's guilty. He was guilty of that when he was playing safe on that 1-ball because he was a very confident player at that time. After trailing, you know, for the entire match and then amassing the 3-game lead.
I don't think it was that, Billy. If I had to just venture a guess at it, I just think it was a mental letdown, and he never fully committed to one way or the other. You know, he was playing like half cue ball, half 1-ball.
I thought so too, you know, and another thing is I didn't think he thought the shot through because he could have played that shot a little bit harder or the 1-ball could have came across table a little bit further, and there was a lot of area from there that he could have put the 1-ball in, which would have not have given Chang a shot, you know, because you don't want to give Chang a shot. He's trailing by 3 games. Even if you give him a decent safety,
Right.
that's so much better than giving him a shot. At least you're going to get back into the table if you're Oculio.
Yep.
But Oculio didn't do that, and now he finds himself trailing in the match, 19-18.
Yeah, and if you could see Dennis in his chair, he's looking straight down at the floor. He's not even looking at the pool table.
Because he's hating
He
this.
does not want to watch this.
Because he feels it happening to him. He knows that he may not get back to the table.
Well, he just looked up. Oh.
Well, he didn't make the corner ball, but
he
did
made
make
the
the
1. Now, what's the 8 going to do to the 2? It's going to
It's
go
gonna
right in the
go.
pocket. Oh, look at this, Billy. The 3 is sitting right there.
Yeah, he's going to need
4.
the center table is where he needs to be here.
Yeah, he's probably just gonna go 2 rails around the 9. You're right. This 4 only has 1 pocket, but the 3 lays very good to get where you need to get.
He's going to play a very similar shot from the 2 to the 3 as he is
Yep.
from the 3 to the 4.
Yep, exactly.
So therefore, he's going to probably go to school with this angle off the 2 to the 3, and then shoot the same shot from the 3 to the 4. But of course, on the other end of the table. So if he gets close to center table, then he can cut the 3 to his left and swing 2 cushions out of that deep right-hand corner for position for the 4. But he has to make sure that he comes around far enough because he doesn't want to deal with the 9 when he shoots the 4.
You're better too short than too long here.
Okay,
It's
that's
just
the
about
good-
right.
that's
That's
pretty
just
good
about
speed.
right there. Yeah,
That's pretty good
you
speed.
bet it is. All right, now, Billy, do you like
Hmm.
1 rail straight up? I do, because I don't want to cross the line coming 2 rails out of the corner, and maybe coming too short where I'm going to mess with the 9 ball.
Well, here's the reason I like 1 rail like you do, is because, not so much because I don't want to cross my line, it's because it's much more difficult to feel the speed of the cue ball with a flat angle like this on the 3. Because it's not natural at all.
But you got to
1
force
rail
it.
is.
Yeah, you'd have to force it a little bit.
But he's going to go
It looks
2
like
rails.
he's doing that, though.
He likes this shot. Let's see how well he executes it. Okay, it's harder to judge the speed of the cue ball going this way because of the flatness of the angle.
Yeah, he's very close to having to deal with the 9 ball here.
I
He
think
might be able to go forward and miss it,
I
but-
think he can draw it back.
but isn't he drawing at the 7?
I think he can draw it to up.
You think he can pass the 7?
I think he can.
Gee, okay. I don't think so, Billy. I'm just kind of doing the imaginary tangent line off of that, and the tangent line looks like it's going right at the corner pocket. So I think a draw off the tangent line is taking you to the 7. But, you know, this guy's got a hell of a stroke, so he might be able to just drag it. This cue ball delays a little before it actually draws, and that's adding some difficulty. If he was an inch to the right here, this would play a lot better for him. But as long as he hits the top side of the 7, if he does hit it at all, he should be okay.
But he really can't afford to try to force it 2 cushions out of there.
No.
If he brushes the 9, he's going to scratch. I think he's got to draw it back.
Yeah, I think you're right. Got to cheat the pocket. Hit it full. He did, and he did it beautifully.
Yeah, this is going to put him on the hill here if he can get out from
Can you
trailing.
imagine if he runs this out and Dennis never gets out of his chair from 18-15 ahead
Well-
and shooting?
Personally, I think he's a favorite to do that.
Oh, I think he is too. I think he is too. And what kind of a mental state is Dennis in right now? Should he even get an opportunity next rack?
This will be closing out this match in fine fashion after trailing 18 to 15, running 6 consecutive racks.
It also is a testament to the mettle and makeup of Jungling Chang that he was ahead and in control the entire match, let it get away from him, fell 3 games behind in the later stages of the match, and coming out of his chair pretty cold to put a 6-pack together. That's strong.
Well, Dennis's nightmare is now becoming like a reality. And now he can really see this guy running
Yeah.
all the way out. Before he was saying, probably, Dennis that is, was probably saying to himself, you know, he's got a shot to run the whole match out. A shot.
Yeah.
You know, and then after every game he won, became more of a possibility. But now he knows he's a favorite to run the match out. There's a big difference.
And as I've alluded to many times in the past, and I probably will do it till the day I die, The guy that gets on the hill like this, and it's his break for the very last time, you sometimes have a tendency to be so excited and so pumped up that you overamp that cue ball, and it goes in a very, very bad place. Like the floor.
Even though I think that he's going to run out the match, and I really do think that, okay? For some reason, I don't think it's going to happen that way. For some reason, it's inexplicable, but I can't.
It's a
Can't
feeling.
explain
It's a
it.
feeling you have.
I can't explain it, but I just think there's something else happening in this match that we don't know about.
There's a higher power at
There's
stake here,
something going to
Billy.
happen in this match. Here we go.
There is definitely a higher power at stake. Dennis looks like he just lost his best friend.
He doesn't even want to look
No.
at this break.
He looked last. He did this last game too, in the last couple of games,
Let's
and
get
at the last
a look
minute
at
he looked up.
Aquilio in his chair real quick. Let's get a look at Aquilio in his chair real quick before he breaks. See if we can get him. He didn't even want to look at this the way he's looking now, but let's take a look at the
No,
break.
he's actually looking at the lights. He's just looking up. And last time the wing ball didn't go, and he made the corner ball.
Well, he went that time. Look at the one.
Oh, it's right
Look
in
at
front of
one.
the side. The
is
three
gone.
dropped.
The 2 is adjacent to the 1.
Just the 8 ball.
Everything's in the open. The 8 is in a little bit of a problematic position.
But it's 4 inches from the point, and all you got to do is get straight in on it, and the 9's right there.
But don't make it appear so easy, please.
Well, he still had. Well, I'm relying on your crystal ball that you think you still think something's going to happen. But I mean, before you broke this rack, if they told you that you'd have this layout, you think you wouldn't have said, "I'll take it"?
About 13 minutes or 14 minutes ago, Dennis was shooting the 1 ball, playing a safety, leading 18-15.
He's got to get good on the 2. You got to get straight in on the 2 ball.
Boy, that was a
And
nice
he
stroke.
did. Oh, he did.
That was a nice stroke there.
That was great control.
He would love to get a little bit of an angle on that 5 to just softly draw it back.
Yeah, but he'd have to pull the cue ball back just past where it is right now. He doesn't want a stop shot angle here on the deuce. He wants it where it is now, plus a half a ball, maybe a ball.
You know what I've noticed about these players from Taiwan? They're just so relaxed at the table. It just seems like they're imperturbable. Nothing bothers them. And I think because of that, they're able to do the things that Chang is doing right now.
I got to believe it all goes to their training regiments, Billy. It's how they learn to play. It's how they learn the game. They have superior skills in the mental aptitude side of the emotional control. Is he going right through the gap between the 7 and the 9 and out? Oh, he just held it soft, even better. Take no chances. All right, this is the shot for the match, is getting good on the 7 to get good on the 8.
He would have liked to have ended up straight on the sticks so he could play the 7 on the side and just follow to the side rail. But he's put a little more suspense into it by coming up with a kind of a strange angle.
In between. It's an in-between angle. If the 8 were in a different spot, he could roll forward with a little inside to get straight on the 7 and the side. I don't think he wants to have to shoot the 8 in the long corner, so he's going to play for the 7 in the corner.
But he must end up with the angle to cut the 7
exactly.
to his left. Yeah. He's got to have good speed. Has it gone too far?
No.
Has he gone too far?
No.
He's pretty far. No, look at that. That's a perfect shot. Look at this.
Yep.
That's not a perfect angle, but it's very workable.
Yeah.
That's not a perfect
Right, because
angle.
you don't need to be straight in on the 8. If you're 6-8 inches off the rail, you just play the 9 in the same pocket as the 8.
Okay, but
So he wants to be 2 inches off the cushion here.
okay, but keep in mind, the professional side is make sure you
Ma-
get back far enough.
Right.
Okay, get back far enough. You don't want to fall short here. You want to make sure you get back far enough
I
for
would
the 8.
I would probably pick the middle diamond past the side as my target here. And if I come a little short of that, I'm in real good shape. Okay, he's going to wind up having to play the 9 in the same pocket, I think, Billy.
That's pretty close.
Yeah.
That's pretty close.
Well, either that or you got to lag this ball
Well,
in,
you know
and
what?
it could roll off.
This is something to think about right here.
Yeah,
Okay,
I would.
because he's at the table and he knows that he could play position for the 9 either in the same pocket or the other pocket. So it's a decision he has to make, and he has to live with it. But it's not guaranteed that he's going to play position for the same pocket. It's pretty close.
I think he is. I think he's going to. I think he doesn't want to slow roll this. And I was wrong.
Well, he played it perfectly.
And he was right. And this is something to remember, folks. What a tremendous performance by John Lin Chang. 6 and out from 18-15 down. If there's a more deserving champion, I can't think of one.
Yeah, you really got to take your hat off to a player that can run 6 racks and out to win it after he fell behind by 3 racks. You know, showed a lot of heart, a lot of composure, a lot of skills. I really liked the way he played. He really impressed me in this match.
Absolutely.
Going into this match, I didn't think he was the player that he really is.
Yeah.
The guy can flat out play.
Well, not only that, Dennis is not going to have a pleasant night.
Well,
Not for a while. But nevertheless, it was really exciting, very, very well played. And of course, I want to say on behalf of all the listeners, Billy, how much we appreciate you being here with us. And we're going to go ahead and turn it back over to Justin now, and he'll get the loop going. And guys, we'll see you tomorrow for 11 a.m. 8-ball invitational. Thanks, everybody. Good night.